request a few days ago from a person named Unknown Viewer in my previous video in the comments section, and I understand the HSC is around the corner. It's on Thursday, I believe, and it's Tuesday right now. So I'm hoping I can push through today. I'm actually still quite sick, so excuse my voice if it's croaky. But I figured this is more important to get this out. Hopefully I can get it all edited and uploaded by Wednesday, by tomorrow, so you guys still have a day to watch the video and learn from it. And I wish you all good luck for Thursday. Alright, let's get started. Question 1. Which of the following shapes has the perimeter of 12 centimeters? A, which has 2 and 4, that's 6. That means the other two sides are going to be 6 as well. So that's already 12 centimeters. So that's a good one. But let's keep going just in case. B has 9 centimeters. That's not it. C would have 16 centimeters. That's not it. And D would have 9, 10, 11 centimeters, which is also not it. Therefore, it's 1A. Let's have a look. Yes, 1A. Let's go to 2. Sugar is sold in 4 different sized packets. Which is the best buy? I'm going to change it all to 1 kilogram. It feels like it would be the easiest to do. So A for 1 kilograms would be 10 times the amount, which would be $4. B would be twice that, because 500 grams. So twice that would be $3.30. C is $3.50, and D is half of that, which is $3.45. So it would be B. That would be the best buy. 2B. Yeah. Chris opens a bank account and deposits $1,000 into it. Interest is paid at 3.5% per annum, compounding annually. Assuming no further deposits or withdrawals are made, what will be the balance in the account at the end of 2 years? Let's work this out. $1,000 into the account, paid at, what do they want? The balance, 1.035 per annum for 2 years, which will be, this will be balance, I'll call it B. 1,071.23, and that will be B, 3B. Yeah. 4. Which compass bearing is the same as a true bearing of 110 degrees? Quite a lot of people get confused by this, so I'll explain this one. A bearing of 110 degrees, that's north, is there. A compass bearing, so that would be east, and that's 90 degrees. This would be 20 degrees. That would be south. A compass bearings always start with either north or south, and in this case this is closer to south, so we start with south. And from south, how far do we need to go towards east? And we need to go 70 degrees east. So it is C, 4C, south 70 degrees east. 4C. Question 5. The Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC, of Auckland is plus 12 hours and the UTC of Chicago is minus 5 hours. When the time is in Chicago is 2 p.m. Thursday, what is the time in Auckland? So we need to add 17 hours to 2 p.m. Adding 12 hours would be 2 a.m. Friday, plus another 5 hours would be 7 a.m. Friday. So 5D. Let's check. 5D, very good. We're doing well. Let's go to 6. I have to make sure everyone can see this and my head isn't blocking anything. So 6, Mary is 18 years old and has just purchased a comprehensive motor vehicle insurance. The following excesses apply to claims for at-fault motor vehicle accidents. Basic access is $850. An additional age access of $1,600 for drivers under 25. An additional $400 for 25 or over with no more than 2 years driving experience. How much would Mary be required to pay as excess if she claims as the driver at fault in a car accident? Well, she needs to pay the basic and also an additional of $1,600. She doesn't fall into this one because she's 18, she's under 25. So therefore it's 6C. Alright, 6C. Good. 7. Julia earns $28 an hour. Her hourly pay rate increases by 2%. Woohoo. How much will she earn for a 4-hour shift with this increase? Let's have a look. What is 2% increase of $28? 1.02. 28 times 1.02. Her new hourly rate is $28.56. For a 4-hour shift, you just times it by 4. $114.24. Okay, so 7D. Yes. Question 8. A person's weight is measured as 79.3 kilos. What is the absolute error of this measurement? The absolute error is half of the smallest unit of measurement that's being used. So the scale is reading 79.3 kilos. The smallest unit of measurement is this one here, but it's not 0.3. It's actually 0.1 because the scale could read 79.4, 79.2, 79.1, etc. So the smallest unit of measurement that the scale is using is 0.1 kilos, which is 100 grams. And half of this is 50 grams. So that is the error. The scale could get it wrong by 50 grams. So 8B. 8B. Question 9. What is the interest earned in dollars if $800 is invested for X months at a simple interest rate of 3% per annum? There's a difference in time scale here. That's in months and that's in years. But it's simple interest, so that's not too bad. I can find the interest in a year first. That will be easier. So the interest per annum is 800 times 0.03, which is $24. So every year, this person gets $24, but it's in X months. So per month, interest per month is 24 divided by 12, which is 2. Every month, this person gets $2. So how much interest do they get in X months if every month they get $2? 2x. 9A. Yeah. Question 10. A school collected data related to the reasons given by students for arriving late. The Pareto chart shows the data collected. So we have number of late arrivals and the reasons for arriving late here, and the cumulative percentage, accumulating up to 100%. What percentage of students gave the reason train or bus delay? Train or bus delay is here. Now this bar graph corresponds to how many they actually get, like how many students say that their trains or bus is delayed, but the percentage is actually up here. So between here and here would be, because it's cumulative, the difference between the percentage here would be however many percentage the train or bus delay students are. So this one, up to here, before they add on the percentage for the people who had train or bus delay, was 86%. And then after they add on the people that had train or bus delay, it's now up to 92%. So that's a difference of 6%. Therefore, 6% of students had trouble with train and buses. What percentage gave that? It'll be 6%, 10A. Let's check 10A. Okay, good. 11. Which of the following correctly expresses y as the subject of the formula? Okay, let's quickly do this. So we have 3x minus 4y minus 1 equals 0. I'll bring the 4y to the other side, so add 4y to both sides. With that, and then divided by 4 will be 3x minus 1 all over 4. And that is C. 11C. Yeah. Question 12. An owl is 7 meters. It's a trig question. Here we go. So that's 7 meters. An owl sees a mouse on the ground at an angle of depression of 32 degrees. An angle of depression always starts horizontally, and then 32 degrees is probably around there. Something like that. So that is 32 degrees. This would be 90 degrees. How far must the owl fly in a straight line to catch the mouse, assuming the mouse does not move? So we're trying to find the distance that the owl will have to fly to the mouse. Okay, this angle would be 90 minus 32 degrees. So that angle is 58 degrees. Now we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, which is cos. Cos 58 degrees is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse. X will equal to 7 over cos 58 degrees, which equals, okay, 13.2 meters. Does that sound right? It's longer than 7, so that's good. And even if you didn't know how to do this question and you're completely lost, you can rule out A and B, because the hypotenuse cannot be shorter than 7 meters. It has to be the longer side, and A and B are not it. So even if you didn't know how to do this, you had a 50-50 chance of choosing C or D. But if you did know, you'll know that it is D, 12D. Let's check. Yeah. Question 13. I'm blocking one of the answers, but that's okay. The graph shows the future values over time of P dollars invested at 3 different rates of compound interest. Which of the following correctly identifies each graph? Okay, so P, yeah, got it. Let's see if I can do this. I'm still, it's okay. Which of the following, let's have a look. A, W is 5% per annum. X is 10% per annum. Already that's wrong. W has to have the largest interest, followed by X, followed by Y. And that's already wrong. B, W is 5%, X is 10%. No, definitely not. C, W is 10% compounding quarterly, X is 10% compounding annually. That sounds right, because if you compound quarterly, it will climb just a little bit faster than if it was compounding annually. And then Y is 5% per annum compounding annually. That sounds right, because it's lagging quite far behind. Let's look at D. So far C sounds the best. D is W is 10% annually, X is 10% quarterly. That can't be right, because if something is compounding quarterly, it'll run up faster than if something was compounding annually. And that's not showing that there, so it'll have to be C, 13C. Yeah. 14. Last Saturday, Luke had 165 followers on social media. Reese had 537 followers. On average, Luke gains another 3 followers per day, and Reese loses 2 followers per day. Oh no! If X represents the number of days since last Saturday, and Y represents the number of followers, which pair of equation models this situation? Okay, what's Y? Y is the number of followers, alright? X is the number of days since Saturday. Well, it can't be this. Why would you times the number of days to the number of followers they have? That's silly. B, that looks right. So Luke has 165 followers plus 3 more for each day, while Reese, having 537 followers, loses 2 each day. Yeah, that sounds right. This one is right, but this one is wrong. 2x minus 537. Why would you minus 537? That's not right. And then this one is ridiculous. So it has to be B, 14B. Yeah. Ooh, last question. Okay, question 15. The scores of an examination are normally distributed with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 6. Michael received a score on the exam between the lower quartile and the upper quartile of the scores. Which shaded region most accurately represents where Michael's score lies? Let's have a look. All the numbers are the same, so they're not trying to trick us there. The only difference is the shaded region. Already I can roll out D, because his score is in between the lower quartile and the upper quartile, which means his score is in the middle 50% of everyone. So there's 25% lower and then 25% higher. He's in the middle 50%. And I know that in a bell curve, between the first standard deviation, so between here and here, it's 68% of the all scores. Like this, yeah. If between here and here is 68% of all the scores, but his score lies in the middle 50%. So it's actually here in the shaded region here, just shy of the first standard deviation to the left and the right. This is more than 68%, and that's just not right. So I would say 15A. Yeah. And that concludes multiple choice. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back for the short answer questions. And I'm back for question 16. A bowl is in the shape of a hemisphere with a diameter of 16 centimeters. What is the volume of the bowl correct to the nearest cubic centimeter? The volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. We need to halve it because it's a hemisphere. 4 over 3 pi, radius is 8 centimeters cubed, all on 2. And then we just put that in the calculator. (1072.3302) ... and to the nearest cubic centimeter is 1072 cubic centimeter. Let's check it. 16. Can you see that? Yeah. 1072 cubic centimeters. Let's put this. Question 17, 3 marks. The diagram shows a triangle with sides of lengths x centimeters, 11 and 13 centimeters, and an angle of 80 degrees. Use the cosine rule to calculate the value of x correct to 2 significant figures. So that's the cos rule. Let's write that down. So side C must be the x centimeters because that's angle C. If that's angle C, opposite that must be the side C. Therefore, C is x squared equals 11 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 11 times 13 times cos 80 degrees. Then we just put that in the calculator. That equals 240.3366 ... X will be the square root of this. Square answer. And that is 15.5027 ... It says correct to 2 significant figures, so that would be 16 centimeters. And that looks about right. 16 doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's check it. And 16, 2 significant figures. There you go. You can see that? Yeah. Question 18, 4 marks. Andrew, Brandon, and Cosmo are the first 3 batters in the school cricket team. In a recent match, Andrew scored 30 runs, Brandon scored 25 runs, and Cosmo scored 40 runs. A. What is the ratio of Andrew's to Brandon's to Cosmo's in simplest form? A. Andrew is 30 to Brandon is 25, Cosmo is 40. They're all a multiple of 5, so let's divide 5 on everything, see what we get. 6, 5 to 8. I don't think I can simplify that anymore, so I'll say it's 6 to 5 to 8. Let's have a look. 18A. 6 to 5 to 8 in simplest form. Okay, B. In this match, the ratio of the total number of runs scored by Andrew, Brandon, and Cosmo to the total number of runs scored by the whole team is 19 to 36. How many runs were scored by the whole team? So this is the total. This is the 3 of them. I want to know what each part, how many runs each part is. Working from the previous question, the total that they had, so 30 plus 25 plus 40 is 95. So the 3 of them scored 95 runs. That means, and that's equal to 19 parts. So one part must be 5 runs. And the total number of runs scored by the whole team is 36. Therefore, 36 parts is 5 times 36. 180. Therefore, the total number of runs scored by the whole team is 180. Let's check. Yeah. They did it in a more elegant way, but we essentially did the same thing. Okay, moving on. Question 19, 3 marks. The height in centimeters of 10 players on a basketball team are shown. Oh my gosh, my height is not even anywhere close. Is the height of the shortest player on the team considered an outlier? Justify your answer with calculations. Let's check the reference sheet. Outlier. Let's work out what the range are. So we have 170 over here, 202 over here. Where's the median? 1, 2, oh, there's 10 of them, so that means it's in between 5 and 6. There's 4 on each side, so 192.5. Now we need the first quartile. The first quartile is the middle of this half, which would be 185. And then the upper quartile, the third quartile, is the middle of this half, which is 194. Now we just see if 170 is less than 185 minus 1.5 times the interquartile range, which is 194 minus 185, 9. So 185 minus 1.5 times 9 equals 171.5. And since 170 is less than 171.5, it is an outlier. Let's check what the answers say. Since it's the smallest height is considered an outlier. Yeah. Question 20. A roulette wheel has a numbers 0 to 36, where each of the 37 numbers is equally likely to be spun. If the wheel is spun 18,500 times, calculate the expected frequency of spinning the number 8. Well, the number 8 has a probability of 1 in 37 to occur. Times 18,500 times, we will get, we expect it to come up 500 times. It's worth 2 marks. Okay. 20. Yeah. Provides correct answer. Multiplies the correct. Okay. Yeah, that's worth 2 marks. Question 21, also 2 marks. A person owns 1,526 shares with a market value of $8.75 per share. The total dividend received for those shares is $1,068.20. Calculate the percentage yield. How much did this person pay for these shares? It's the person bought 1,526 of them at $8.75. So the shares are worth $13,352.50. Wow, that's a lot. But they get a dividend of $1,068, so that's not too bad. So the dividend yield is going to be 1,068.20 over 13,352.5 equals 0.08, which is equal to 8%. Let's check. 21, 8%. Question 22. 2 right-angled triangles ABC and ADC are shown. Calculate the size of angle theta, correct to the nearest minute. If we can get the length of the hypotenuse, then we have 2 sides on this ABC triangle, and then we can find theta. And we've already got 2 sides of triangle ADC, so we can just use Pythagoras theorem, right? So AC squared is equal to 2.5 squared plus 6 squared. 42.25, and then we square root that 6.5 centimeters. So that hypotenuse is 6.5 centimeters. To find theta, we have the adjacent side and the hypotenuse, so that's a cos. Cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Theta is equal to arc cos of 4.9 over 6.5. 41 degrees, 4 minutes, 31.26 seconds. To the nearest minute will be 41 degrees and 5 minutes. Does that sound right? Yeah, it looks right. Let's check it. 22, 41 degrees and 5 minutes. You can see that? Yeah. Question 23, 3 marks, 1 mark each. A set of bivariate data is collected by measuring the height and arm span of 7 children. Oh, okay. The graph shows a scatter plot of these measurements. The height, okay, and the arm span. A. Calculate Pearson's correlation coefficient for the data correct to 2 decimal places. To calculate the Pearson's correlation coefficient, we need to use our calculator and we need to insert all these points in. So first of all, we need to press mode, go into stat, which is 3. We want the 2 variant option, which is number 2. It gives you x and y. X will be the arm span and the y will be the height. So the first point that we have is 136. And then the y is 142. The next one, the same y, but the x is 138. And we just keep going until all these points are in. I put all the points in. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, and that's what I have. And now, this is going to feel scary, but you're going to press AC, clear it. It's still in there though, hopefully. Shift, stat, and we want 5 regression, because it's a regression line. And we press 3 for R. Yes. R is equal to 0.98111, etc. And they want it to 2 decimal places, 0.98 to 2 decimal places. Let's see, 23. Yep. Very good. B. Identify the direction and the strength of the linear association between height and arm span. Because it's a positive correlation and quite a strong one as well, it means the strength? The direction and the strength. So the direction is positive. The taller someone is, the longer the arm span, the bigger the arm span. The strength is actually quite strong. 0.98 is a very, very strong correlation. Let's see what they say. Positive and strong. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah. And C, the equation of the least squares regression line is shown. A child has an arm span of 143 centimeters, that's around here, we'll expect it to be around 147.5 centimeters in height. Calculate the predicted height for this child using the equation of the least squares regression line. 1 mark. So height equals 0.866 times the arm span plus 23.7. Okay. 0.866. I gotta get this calculator out of stat mode first. Hey, that's exactly what we predicted, isn't it? 147.5 is what we said. Doesn't say to nearest whatever, so I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe not. I'll just go 147.54 centimeters to 2 decimal places, just like the last question. That is to 2 decimal places. Let's see. Oh, they didn't even... Okay, they didn't round it. 147.538. Question 24. Amanda uses 80 kilocalories of energy per kilometer while she is running. She eats a burger that contains 2,180 kilojoules of energy. How many kilometers will she need to run to use up all the energy from the burger? Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. 1 kilocalorie is 4.184 kilojoules. Change this to kilocalories first. So a burger is 2,180 divided by 4.184 equals... Well, that's not a nice number. I'm sort of regretting it now, but oh well. Kilocalorie. And she burns 80 of them every kilometer. So kilometers equals 521.0325 ... divided by 80. She needs to run 6.5 kilometers. Give to 1 decimal place, 6.5 kilometers. Let's check. Yeah. Question 25 with 3 marks. A bowl of fruit contains 17 apples, 9 are red, 8 are green. Dennis takes 1 at random and eats it. Margaret takes an apple at random and eats it. By drawing a probability tree diagram, or otherwise, find the probability that Dennis and Margaret eats apples of the same color. The first time, what's the probability that Dennis will take a red apple? 9 out of 17. A green one is 8 out of 17. If Dennis eats the red apple, Margaret, then what's her chance that she will also get a red one? Well, 1's already gone, so 8 out of 16, which is a half. And the green one, we don't really care. And this one is 7 out of 16. What is the probability that they'll have eat the same color apple? They'll either have a red, probability of eating a red, or probability of green. Red would be 9 over 17 times a half. Green would be 8 over 17. Did I do this right? Yeah. Times 7 over 16. And we add them together. So the probability of same color is 8 on 17. Probability that they eat the same color is 8 on 17. There it is. Question 26, 4 marks. A project requires activities A to F to be completed. The activity chart shows the immediate prerequisites and duration for each activity. By drawing a network diagram, determine the minimum time for the project to be completed. I am pretty sure I've done this wrong. Let me just redo that. A will take 2 hours. B will take 6. C would take 5. And then they go to E, which takes 4 hours. And then it goes to F, which takes 1 hour. Does that look better? I don't know. The minimum time that it will take is, well, it's 2 hours. E can't get done until both of these get done, and that's 8 hours already. Plus 4 hours is 12, plus 1 is 13. So the minimum time is 13 hours. Ooh. Let's see. Ooh. 15 hours. Oh, I forgot D. Whoops. Let me just shoehorn D in there. It goes to D, which is 2 hours, and then it goes to E. So it'll be an extra 2 hours on top. So yeah, it would be 15 hours. B. Determine the float time of the non-critical activity worth 1 mark. The non-critical activity is C, because C is already done before B is done, or D. So this is floating for 3 hours, 2 hours plus another hour here. So C is floating for 3 hours. Float time for non-critical activity is 3 hours, yeah. Question 27, 3 marks. Ashley has a credit card with the following conditions. There is no interest-free period. Oh, that sucks. Interest is charged at the end of each month at 18.25% per annum. Oh my goodness. Compounding daily from the purchase date included to the last day of the month included. Wow, this is a really bad credit card. Ashley's credit card statement for April is shown with some missing figures. Why? The minimum payment is calculated as 2% of the closing balance. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. The minimum payment is 2% of the closing balance on 30th of April. Calculate the minimum payment. All right. Opening balance, nothing. On the 20th of April, she purchased a furniture. And interest is charged on the 30th. So that's 11 days. May look like 10 days, but it's 11 days because it includes the purchase date as well. Okay, we times it by 1 plus the interest, but the interest on a daily rate to the power of 11 for 11 days. So the interest would be 3,700 minus all of this, which will be $20.40. So that will be the interest charge. The closing balance would be $3,720.40. The minimum payment would be 2% of 3720.40. $74.41. Let's see if we got it. $74.41. Yes. Question 28. The formula below is used to calculate an estimate for blood alcohol content for females. The number of hours required for a person to reach 0 BAC after they stop consuming alcohol is given by the following formula. The number of standard drinks in a glass of wine and spirits are shown. Hannah weighs 60 kilos. She consumed 3 glasses of wine and 4 glasses of spirits between 6:15 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. the following day. She then stopped drinking alcohol. Using the given formula, calculate the time in the morning when Hannah's BAC should reach 0. Let's work out the blood alcohol content of 10 times N, I'm assuming, is the number of drinks. That's mass, I'm guessing, so that's her weight. This is the number of drinks, and that's the number of hours? Why aren't they labeled? How many standard drinks did she have? Actually, we probably should figure that out first. I'll do it on the side here. How many standard drinks equals, what did she have? 3 glasses of wine, so 1.2 times 3 plus 4 spirits, so plus 4. That's 3.6 plus 4, that's 7.6. That's 10 times 7.6 minus 7.5 times, how many hours is that? That's almost 6 hours, so that's 5 3/4 of an hour. 5.75 all over 5.5 times 60. Was that right? Is she 60? Yep, 60 kilograms. What is her blood alcohol content at the end of the night? 0.0996 ... How long will it take to reach 0? Time equals 0.0996 ... over 0.015. 6 hours, 38 minutes, and 29.09 seconds. Alright, well, 6 hours later would be, so 6 hours later, it would be 6:30 a.m. 38 minutes, well, yeah, 38 minutes later, it would be 7:08 a.m. the next morning. It should reach 0 blood alcohol content. Let's see. 28. Oh no, what happened? Let's see. Hannah, 6.25. 6 hours and 15 minutes. 7.6, that's right. What? Went from 6:15 to 12. Oh, right. Okay. I see. I made that wrong. So 6:15 to 12:15 is 6 hours. So it's 6.25 hours. So I went the wrong direction. 6.25. All of it is wrong. 5 hours later, it would be 5:30. Then 53 minutes later, it would be, let's see, let's not do 53, let's do 30 minutes later, it would be 6 a.m. Then that leaves an extra 23 minutes later, it'll be 6:23 a.m. Let's see. Yay. Okay. Question 29. Part of a supermarket receipt is shown. Chocolate, yes, definitely. Tomatoes, natural almonds, cheese, milk, bananas, 6 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep. Determine the missing values A and B, complete the script. We have to work backwards. And we're trying to find chocolate and the almonds is 36.25 minus 5 minus 8.50 minus 3.20 minus 2.85 equals 15.7. So $15.70. Oh, only the one with the star has GST included. So these don't have GST included? That's odd. Okay. GST included in total is 70 cents. So only chocolate has GST, I think is what it's trying to say. And it is 70 cents. Therefore, the chocolate must have been $7. Right? The chocolate has to be $7 and 70 cents. That's the GST, and then the $7 is the price of the chocolate. So then the almonds must be $15.70 minus $7.70, which is $8. Right? So that's A, and this is B. Let's see. Price of chocolate is $7.70. Price of almonds, $9. Did I do this wrong? 36.25 minus 5, 8.50, 3.20, 2.85, and the 7.70. What? How did I get this wrong? It is 9. Oh, I got this one wrong. This is supposed to be 16.7. There you go. Well, the method was right. I just did some calculations wrong. Mistakes happen. Question 30. The network diagram shows the tracks connecting 8 picnic sites in a nature park. The vertices A to H represents the picnic sites. The weights on the edges represents the distances along the tracks between the picnic sites in kilometers. Each picnic site needs to provide drinking water. The main water source is at site A. By drawing a minimum spanning tree in the space below, calculate the minimum lengths of water pipes required to supply the water to all the sites if the water pipes can only be laid along the tracks. Alright. Challenge accepted. So A to B has to happen. And then I would go to C because that's only 5 kilometers. And then to H. Okay, hang on. Let's go with what we have to do, which is G to F. There's only one possibility there to get water to F. Just 1 kilometer. H, we've got D, and we've got E. If we connect H to G, that's 2 kilometers. But then, how do we connect it to C? If we connect it to C from H, that's 3, and 3 plus 2 is 5, so we may as well go here with 4. Now we need to get water to... Wait, but then H doesn't have water. No, that's a bad idea. Let's connect it to H instead with a 3. And then that one with a 2. 5. 5? Option 1. We'll call this the first trial. It's 5, 4 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 5. It's 10. That's another 10, 25 kilometers. Can we do better? Let's see. I'm pretty confident. Let's just go with it. Let's see if I'm right. 25 kilometers. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, 5, 5. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. One day, the track between C and H are closed. Oh no. State the vertices that identify the shortest path from C to E that avoids the closed track. This is now closed. And we're trying to get from C to E. State what? State the vertices. Oh, where do we go? From C to E. How do we get there in the shortest track? If we go C, D, E, that's 12. If we go C, G, H, E, that's 4, 6, 11 kilometers. So that's better. If we go C, G, F, E, that's 5 plus 7, that's 12 again. So it will have to be C, G, H, E. C to G to H to E. Yep, path goes from C, G, H, E. Question 31. 3 marks. A rectangle has width W centimeters. The area of the triangle A is in square centimeters, so that A is equal to 2W squared plus 5W. The graph is shown. Explain why in this context the model only makes sense for the bold section of the graph. Area can't be negative, so then that little bit down there cannot exist because all of this is area is positive, and then all of this is area is negative, so that can't exist. Likewise, width is never negative either, so positive width is included, but negative width is not included. So anywhere left here of the axis, we don't have to worry about. So this is all that is valid. Let's see. 31A, what do they say? The width of a rectangle must be a positive number. Yes. B, the area of the rectangle is 18 square centimeters. Calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 18. So that means the width is 2 centimeters. Okay. And now we know the width is 2 centimeters. Area is equal to 2w squared plus 5w, which is width times 2w plus 5. This must be the length. So length is 2 times 2 plus 5, which is 9 centimeters. So we've got the width, we've got the length, so the perimeter is 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9, which is 11 plus 11, which is 22 centimeters. Let's just double check that. 9 times 2 is 18 square centimeters. That's good. Yep. Let's have a check. Oh, right, of course. Yeah, I didn't even need to do it this way. I could have just said, since the area is 18, if the width is 2, the length must be 9. A tax question, of course. Question 32. The table shows the income tax rates for 2018 to 2019. The Medicare levy is 2% of taxable income. For the 2018-2019, Charlie pays Medicare levy of this much. Calculate the tax payable on Charlie's taxable income. Alright, first we need to figure out how much Charlie got paid. What is Charlie's income? If Charlie pays that much medical levy, which is 2%, so 2% of the income is 1934.8, then 100% of the income must be this times 50, because 2 times 50 gets you to 100. Let's see what that is. So income is 96,740. How much tax does Charlie need to pay for that? So Charlie is in this bracket, which means they have to pay tax of 20,797 plus 37 cents for each dollar over $90,000, which is 6,740. $23,290.80. So Charlie has to pay that much tax. Let's see if we're right. 23,290.8. Yeah. Question 33. The time taken for a car to travel between 2 towns at a constant speed varies inversely with its speed. It takes 1.5 hours for the car to travel between 2 towns at a constant speed of 80 km an hour. A. Calculate the distance between 2 towns. 2 towns at 1.5 hours. Distance equals 1.5 times 80. That will be 120 km. Let's check it. 120 km. By first plotting 4 points, draw the curve that shows the time taken to travel between the 2 towns at different constant speeds. 80 will take 1.5 hours. So at 40 kilometers per hour, it will take 3 hours to get there. There. At 20 kilometers per hour, it's going to take 6 hours to get there. And we need one more point. So at 100 kilometers per hour, it's going to take 4/5 of an hour. What is that? What is 4/5 of an hour? 60 divided by 5. I can work this out. Hold on. 60 minutes divided by 5 times 4, 48 minutes. So it's going to be about here-ish. So it's going to be like this. That's the curve. All right. There's the graph. Looks pretty good. 6 hours at 20, yep. 40 is 3, yes. 80 we've already got. And we did the extremely hard one, which is the 100, instead of picking the easy one, which is 60, which will take 2 hours. But you know, I like a challenge. I'm going to drink some water and come back because I thought this section was going to end and have another section afterwards, but there isn't. And it just continues to the end, and I'm getting croaky, so I'll be back in a minute. And I'm back. Question 34, let's go. 3 marks. The relationship between British pound and Australian dollars on a particular day is shown in the graph. Write the direct variation equation relating British pounds to Australian dollars in the form P equals MD. Leave M as a fraction. P would be for pounds. Yes, P is pounds. D is Australian dollars. M would be the gradient. Let's find the gradient and leave it as a fraction. We know one of the points is 7,4. So gradient is rise over run. How much rise is that? 4. How much run? 7. I'll leave it as that. So P equals 47D. That's it. 1 mark. Let's see. Yep. Cool. And D. The relationship between Japanese yen and Australian dollars on the same day is given by that. Convert 93,100 Japanese yen into British pounds. Let's first change it to Australian dollars. So we have 93,100 yen equals 76D. So D would equal 93,100 over 76. So that's 1,225 Australian dollars. Now to change it to British pound. Pound is equal to 4/7 of Australian dollars, which leaves it to 700 pounds. I don't actually quite know how to draw pounds like that. 700. That's it. Yep, that's it. 35, 3 marks. A compass radial survey shows the position of 4 towns ABCD relative to point O. The area of triangle BOC is 198 kilometers squared. Calculate the bearing of town C from O correct to the nearest degree. We already have the bearing to town B, which is 125 degrees. We just need this angle here. This is O, this is B, this is north, this is C. It's 198 square kilometers. This is 16 kilometers. This is 25 kilometers. So all we need is that angle there, and we add it to the 125 degrees, and we should get the bearing to C from O. And to get that angle, we can use the area of the triangle, which is half AB sine C. area is 198. Half of, because we're trying to find that angle, and that will be our only angle, the C, that will be side C. That means these two are A and B. So that's 16 times 25 times sine C. So sine C is going to equal to 198 over half times 16 times 25. C is going to equal 81 degrees, 53 minutes, 25.39 seconds. And the bearing, I'm going to do it up here. Bearing of C is going to equal to 125 degrees plus 81 degrees, 53 minutes, and 25.39 seconds, which is 206 degrees, 53 minutes, and 25.39 seconds. And what do they want to the nearest degree? To the nearest degree would be 207 degrees. Okay, let's see. 35, 207 degrees. Very good. Question 36 worth 4 marks. A small business makes and sells birdhouses. Technology was used to draw straight line graphs to represent the cost of making birdhouses and the revenue from selling birdhouses. The x-axis displays the number of birdhouses and the y-axis displays the cost or revenue in dollars. How many birdhouses need to be sold to break even? 20 birdhouses. Let's check. Yep, 20 birdhouses. First, by forming equations of cost C and R, determine how many birdhouses need to be sold to earn a profit of $1,900. Okay, equation of C. Cost is y equals, so we got y equals mx plus b. We have the y-intercept, which is 500. It's x here. The gradient, okay, we know that one is at 800. The rise would be 300. The run would be on 20. So M4, I'll call this M1, would be 300 on 20, which is 15x. And then R, similarly, the y-intercept is 0, so I don't even need to write anything there, but M2 would be, the rise is also 800. No. Yes, 800. 800 over 20. Okay, 40x. To get the profit, we need to get the revenue minus the cost. Profit is equal to revenue minus the cost. Revenue is 40x. The cost is 15x plus 500. And we want the profit to be 1,900. How many birdhouses need to be sold? We need to find x because that's the number of birdhouses. So 40x minus 15x minus 500. 40 minus 15 is 25x minus 500. Plus 500 on both sides is 25x. X is going to be equal to 400 divided by 25. 96. 96 birdhouses. There you go. In the exam, you should always write that sentence down. Therefore, 96 birdhouses must be sold to earn a profit of $1,900. I'm not doing it here because it takes a lot of effort to write with this thing here. So I'm just letting you know, in the exam, always just write a sentence at the end. Even if you think you might not need it, you're not going to lose mark from you writing a sentence. So just write the sentence at the end. Question 37, 3 marks. A new car is bought for $24,950. Each year the value of the car is depreciated by the same percentage. The table is shows the value of the car based on declining balance method of depreciation for the first 3 years. Find the value of the car at the end of 10 years. What is the percentage loss? We need to find the percentage loss. It goes from 21,457 out of 24,950. What percentage is that? 0.86. That means every year it loses 14% per annum. At the end of 10 years, 10 years, it's going to be 24,950 times 0.86 to the power of 10. It's going to be worth a whopping $5,521.4743 ... Money is always to 2 decimal places. It's going to be worth that much at the end of 10 years. Let's have a look. $5,521.47. Yep. Question 38, 2 marks. In a particular country, the birth weight of babies is normally distributed with a mean of 3,000 grams. It is known that 95% of babies have birth weight between 1,600 and 4,400. So 95% is 2 standard deviations away. And that is 1,600, and that's 4,400. One of these babies has a birth weight of 3,497, so somewhere here. What is the z-score? All right. Well, if that is 3,000, that's 4,400. That's a difference of 1,400, which means each standard deviation is 700 grams. That means that one is going to be 3,700 grams. That means the baby is somewhere between the z-score of 0 and 1. We just need to find where. Let's look at the reference sheet. What question are we up to? 38. Let's not lose that. Z-score is equal to the score minus the mean over the standard deviation. Okay, equals the score is 3,497 minus the mean over the standard deviation equals 0.71. The z-score of 0.71, and that fits with our estimation. It has to be between 0 and 1, closer to the 1. And that's it. It's only worth 2 marks. Let's have a look. Z-score of 0.71. Question 39, 5 marks. Ooh. 2 netball teams, Team A and B, each played 15 games in a tournament. For each team, the number of goals scored were recorded. Here's the frequency of A, and B has a box plot. Compare the distribution of the number of goals scored by the 2 teams. Support your answer with the construction of a box plot for the data of Team A. Alright, Team A has scored 19 goals in one game, 21 in another, 22 in another, 23, 24 goals 3 times, 26 4 times, 27 3 times, and 28 once. Now we need to draw the box plot. Team A, lowest is 19, highest is 28. The median is how many? 15 games, so half of that will be between 7 and 8. I think the 8th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 26 is the middle. The first quartile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. First quartile is 23. And the third quartile is 27. Okay. Compare the distribution of the number of goals scored by the two teams. Support your answer by constructing the box plot. What does this tell us between Team A and B? Immediately I can see that Team B usually scores more goals than Team A. Team A is negatively skewed while Team B is positively skewed. There's half of the time they score more than the median, whereas Team A, half of the time they score less than the median. What else? Team A seems to be more consistent because the interquartile range, so in this box here, is smaller, it's shorter, so that means they're more consistent, whereas Team B has a larger interquartile range, so they're more diverse. It's more, what's another way of saying it? Unpredictable as to what they're going to score next because the range is so large, whereas with Team A, it's pretty easy to know how much they're going to score. Is that worth 5 points? This box plot might be worth 3 points, and then the comparison might be worth 2. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Ooh, too large. Okay. Provides correct box plot and comparisons of central tendency, spread, and skewness. Ooh. So Team A is more consistent because the interquartile range is smaller. Team B scores more goals per game as shown by the higher median, yes. Team A is skewed negatively compared to Team B, which is slightly positively skewed. Half the team scores higher than 75% of Team A. Alright, yeah, because the median of B is just at the edge of that third quartile. That means half of Team B scores more than 3/4 of Team A. Okay, what do you get? You got the right box plot, or compares some of these. If you get the right box plot and compares one thing, you get 3 marks. So the box plot counts for 2 marks. And then you get 1 mark for each thing you describe or compare. That's good to know. Question 40 looks very interesting. 3 marks. A museum is planning an exhibition using 5 rooms. The museum manager draws a network to help plan the exhibition. The vertices A, B, C, D, E represents the rooms. The numbers on the edges represent the maximum number of people per hour who can pass through the security checkpoints between the rooms. What is the capacity of the cut shown? So there's the cut. It cuts through the 70, the 90, the 40, and the 130, but are all of them valid? 70 is valid because it goes from the entry. You can go from entry to the exit through 70. The 90 is also valid because it does cut it. The 40 is not valid because the only way to get to 40 is through the 70 or the 90, which has both been cut. So we don't count 40. The 130 is valid because you can go through the 80 and through the 130 and out. So the capacity of the cut shown, capacity, is 70 plus 90 plus 130, which is 160 plus 130, which is 290. Let's have a look. 70, okay, 290, yeah. The museum manager is planning for a maximum of 240 visitors to pass through the exhibition per hour. By using the minimum cut maximum flow theorem, the manager determines that the plan does not provide sufficient flow capacity. Draw the minimum cut onto the network below and recommend a change that the manager could make to one or more security checkpoints to increase the flow capacity to 240 visitors per hour. Alright, let's look at the minimum cut. Okay, where can we cut this to get the minimum amount of number with all valid cuts? So could cut through the 70, but then I can't really cut through the 25 because the 70 is already cut. 25 is not valid, so I have to go through the 90, which I don't want to do. So how about we go through the 80, and we can cut through the 40 because that still has flow. That one's already, we've cut these two, which is, there's no need to cut 130 because that's already been cut. So I guess we'll go through 65 and 45, because if we cut through 25, that makes no sense really. If we cut through 25, we'll have to cut through 70, which is 95, but this is 110. So would it be, so do we go, so do we go this way? Or do we go that way? Is this valid? No, because if we're cutting 70, then we shouldn't be cutting 25 as well, because that's already been cut. So never mind, I like this cut. And what's the capacity? Minimum cut equals 80 plus 40 plus 65 plus 45. 120 plus 110, 230. That's not enough. They want 240 visitors. They can only handle 230 at a time. So one of these has got to change. Which one? Let's have a look. So 240 people come in and split into 3. 80, 90, and 70 does equal to 240, so there's no choke there. There's nothing holding it back. All 240 people have somewhere to go. If they go through there, then that's fine, because 80 and 40 is only 120 to get to 130, so there's room. You can add an extra 10 there and that will still be fine. This one's 90 and 90 and 25, that's 115. They can only go to 40 and 65, which is 105, so that's a choke there. 115 people come in, but only 105 people can go out. So one of these have got to change. Either one can actually. So either CB has to increase by 10, CE has to increase by 10, or each one of them increases by 5. That will work as well. There's 70 people coming here, and 45 and 25 is 70, so that's 70 people have places to go, so we don't want to change that. So yeah, either one of these can change. Let's see what they say. Yes, we got that cut. 230, yes. Increase the flow through CB by 10. Yep. Other options are possible, yes. Question 41. Are we almost done? Is this almost the end? Second last question. Yes. 6 marks. Oh no. A map is drawn to scale on 1 centimeter grid paper, showing the positions of a supermarket and a cinema. A reservoir is also shown. It takes 10 minutes to walk in a straight line from the cinema to the supermarket. At a constant speed of 3 kilometers per hour. Show that the scale is 1 centimeter to 100 meters. Takes 10 minutes at 3 kilometers per hour. That is 3,000 meters per 60 minutes, which is the same as if we want 10 minutes, we divide it by 6. That's 500 meters for there, and that is 5 centimeters there. 5 centimeters equals 500 meters. Therefore, 1 centimeter is 100 meters. Okay. Next question. B. The reservoir is initially empty. During a storm, 20 mil of rain falls on the reservoir. With the aid of one application of the trapezoidal rule, estimate the amount of water in the reservoir immediately after the storm. Assume that all rain which fall over the reservoir is stored. Give your answer in cubic meters. The trapezoidal rule is h on 2 a plus b. The height is 4 centimeters, which is 400 meters on 2. A is 100 meters plus B is 300 meters. That is 200 times 400, which is 80,000 meters square meters, because this is the area. Then with the volume, you get the area and you multiply it by the depth, which will be 20 millimeters, which is 2 centimeters, which is 0.02 meters. We're just keeping all in the same unit, using square meters here, so that should also be in meters. That is going to be, what is that? 1600 cubic meters. And then you would give your sentence. Therefore, what do they want? The amount of water in the reservoir immediately after the storm is 1,600 cubic meters. Let's check. Yes. Whoa. How many zeros are here? They had an extra 0. Whoops, typo. And we've come to the last question, question 42 for 3 marks. The table shows the future values of an annuity of $1 for different interest rates for 4, 5, and 6 years. The contributions are made at the end of each year. An annuity account is open, contributing $2,000 are made at the end of each year for 7 years. The first 6 years is 4% per annum compounding annually. For the 7th year, it's 5%. Calculate the amount in the account immediately after the 7th contribution is made. For the first 6 years, it is $2,000, 4%, so that's times 6.633. This person has got in their account $13,266. For the 7th year, immediately after the 7th contribution is made. So does the interest apply first and then they put in an extra $2,000? That's what I'm going to assume is happening. So interest gets added on, plus interest is gonna be, I should just say balance. Balance equals 13,266 times 1.05. So interest gets added on. So now they have 13929.3, but then they add an extra $2,000 at the end of the year, which will make it 15929.30. That's the balance. Let's check it. 15929.30. Yay, we finished! Well done, everyone. You should all be very proud. I know this was very last minute. I hope you guys could still get something out of this video for your exam, most likely tomorrow. Don't get nervous. You've done your practice, you've done your studies, you'll be fine. For those of you who still has the HSC coming maybe next year or the year after, if there's any questions you'd like me to do or go into in more depth, let me know in the comments below, and when I'm better from this, I will make more videos if you ask me to. If nobody asks, I usually just don't make the videos. So if you want to see more, please let me know what you want to see. Once again, good luck for the people who are taking the HSC tomorrow. Exciting times. Let me know how you go. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.